should we have a goods and services tax when we already pay 34 out of every 100 rupees earned? The answer to that question lies in the fact that it is far more psychologically appealing for an individual to pay one tax instead of paying 10 taxes. It's far more appealing to lump all taxes together and ask him to pay a single tax. A psychologist friend of mine says that psychologically, a citizen of a country will be happier paying one tax that runs to 12% rather than 10 taxes of 1% each, which in aggregate actually turns out to be less than 12%. So reason why we need a GST lies in the fact that it is psychologically far more appealing. A second reason why we need a goods and services tax is that we are not the United States of India. We are a single nation, India. We are a single nation, Bharat. It therefore stands to reason that the tax on any product, the tax on any service should be the same across the length and breadth of this country. It does not stand to reason as to why somebody should pay, to just give an example, a 20% VAT in Maharashtra for a product, and for that very same product pay a 12% tax in West Bengal. While I do agree with the fact that we are a federal nation, which means that each state, in order to be competitive, can have tax the way it wants, I don't think that this idea of having multiple taxes for a single product creates a sense of unity amongst the nation. You might ask the question as to whether this is workable. The answer to that is yes. Ever since 1994, when service tax kicked in, we have had a single service tax rate across all services, across the length and across the breadth of India.
It's going to be one law across the country. It's going to speak one language. All the books of law as far as GST is concerned will be lookalikes. They'll be similar, they'll be the same.
A third reason as to why we need the goods and services tax is the way that taxes are historically collected in India and collected across the world. Historically and even now, indirect taxes across the world are collected at the point of consumption. In India, we have had this practice, unique, of collecting taxes at the point of production. GST seeks to shift the collection point from the point of production to the point of consumption.
The world over, people are taxed at the point of consumption. When you buy something or when you use a service, that is the time that you're actually using the products and services that are produced, not when it is produced and lying in a godown. So GST, equivalent to VAT the world over, is a tax at the point of consumption, which is traceable, and which is the reason why I would support GST as one of the major reforms that we are undertaking.
There is a paradigm shift from tax on production to tax on consumption, as a result of which more and more states would encourage consumption in their states to boost up their revenues.
That is the reason as to why the GST money will go not to the producing state, but to the consuming state. Not everybody agrees with this idea that taxes must be collected and must go to the consuming state. There are economists who hold the view that while a lot of money to the consuming states, which in our country are turning out to be backward states, can propel the infrastructure building in these backward states, economists feel that this will provide them with an incentive to consume rather than an incentive to produce. Their argument is that nations that have stood the test of time have always been producing nations rather than consuming nations. 10 से ज्यादा टैक्स कानून के किताबों से निकाल दिया जाएगा. हमें जीएसटी इसलिए चाहिए क्योंकि जीएसटी के आने पर एक प्रोडक्ट का दाम, एक प्रोडक्ट का टैक्स सारे भारत में एक ही रहेगा. यदि आप एक लैपटॉप महाराष्ट्र में खरीदते हैं या वही लैपटॉप पंजाब में खरीदते हैं, उसका टैक्स एक ही होगा. हमें जीएसटी इसलिए चाहिए क्योंकि सारे देश में जो टैक्स कलेक्ट करते हैं वो टैक्स कंज्यूमिंग स्टेट को जाता है, लेकिन भारत में आज तक जो टैक्स कलेक्ट होता है उसे प्रोड्यूसिंग स्टेट को ही देते हैं. जब हम जीएसटी चलेंगे तो हमारा प्रैक्टिस इंटरनेशनल प्रैक्टिस हो जाएगा. इस 3 कारण के लिए हमें जीएसटी जानना अच्छा है.